Hey everybody, Shane here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, going for the Going Dark achievement. This is going to be done in the co-op mission Low Profile. It is to beat this mission without setting off any alarms. Recommend doing this with a friend or boosting partner so you can have someone you can communicate with. You're going to start out in a plane after you choose your loadout and all that stuff, and you're going to drop down. There's going to be 3 objectives on the map labeled as objectives A, B, and C respectively. The objective is to basically find a radioactive device and to disarm it. Now, you can do these in any order. For the sake of simplicity, we're just going to do this in alphabetical order, so we're going to do A, B, and then C. Anyways, obviously, in order to beat this mission without setting off any alarms, what you want to do is you want to make sure you try to capture all 3 objectives as stealthily as possible. That being said, there is going to be an exploit in order to make this achievement super duper easy. So what you want to do is want to make sure you just play the objective like normal. You can play as recklessly as you want, but obviously try your best not to die so you aren't wasting time trying to pick up your teammate or having them pick up you. So starting off with objective A, it's basically going to be this armory building. There's going to be a ton of mines around, so be very careful not to set them off. Make sure you are crawling underneath them the best you can and then trying to disarm them by getting behind them. Or if you want to keep up with our theme of playing as recklessly as possible, what you can do is you can have one co-op partner go and then set off the mines, and then basically once they are down, they should crawl back to the other partner who is going to pick them up. Obviously, only recommend this once the building is going to be cleared of enemies, but if you're too lazy to try to sneak past the lasers, this is also going to be an option. So make sure you just try to get rid of the explosives the best you can, and then we should have the second floor cleared to search for the radioactive device. So it should be located on the second floor from the staircase, which you want to do is want to make sure you hang a right. It's going to be in the room to the upper right of you from the top of the stairs. So make sure you head on inside. It's going to be this one with a bunch of filing cabinet looking things. And basically it's going to be right over here in these crates. Make sure one of the 2 players disarms it, and that's going to be on to objective B. So make sure you make your way back out onto the street. If you didn't do too good of a job clearing out the first floor, you can always just take the roof out onto the street, jump down, and then just make your way to objective B. Easiest path there is going to be to take the bridge, so make sure you go that way, but of course the levels are going to be super open world, so you can feel free to take any path you wish. Once you get to building B, it's going to be another 2-story building. There's going to be a supply depot to your left so you can restock on ammo and armor if you want to. So you're going to have to clear out the first floor first. Make sure you just drop in, say hi to everyone, and then just kill everyone here, and then make your way up the staircase, which is going to be on the left side of the building. Make sure you take everyone out here. Easy peasy. Thankfully, there aren't going to be any traps you have to deal with. The radioactive device is going to be located again on the second floor. It's going to be in this back room right here. So just look for the bedroom with the cots and the bunk bed, and it will be right here in this corner. Once you take care of that, that's going to be 2 of 3. Then we're going to make our way to objective C. So just make your way back out onto the streets and then work your way over to objective C. Make sure you're careful of any stragglers along the way. You are eventually going to get to this bridge right here. Once you cross over to the other side, Objective C is going to be this radio building right here. It's going to be protected by a juggernaut, so you want to be very careful when coming off of the bridge right here. So make sure you try to fight him when you are out in the open, as he is going to have very chunky armor. So I'm going to recommend you try to pull him across the bridge away from his friends, and that way you can also take advantage of the cars for cover. So just make sure you try to thin out all of the normal enemies until he comes out, and then just make sure you try to pop him by pulling across the bridge, back up as appropriate. But once you spot the Juggernaut, just make sure you turn your attention towards him, and then make sure you and your partner are going to be within earshot of each other so you can pick each other up if necessary. Hiding behind the cars is going to be a great way of dealing with him, but you should be able to take him out before he can get close to you, especially if you're picking shots on him from far away. So just make sure you both focus on him, and he should go down sooner rather than later. And once he's cleared, it's time to move on to the building. Personally, I'm going to recommend that you avoid taking the front, so we're going to sneak around the back, so make sure you go around the radio tower. Again, we're not going to be worried about the alarm since we are using an exploit in a bit, so just make sure you make your way over to the building. There's another supply depot right here out in the front in case you wasted too much ammo trying to work on the Juggernaut or you need your armor back. But basically make sure you make your way to the back right here, and then you can sneak in through this back door. Watch out for any enemies who are going to be rounding the building, but once you get inside, just make sure you thin out all of the enemies, and then make your way up to the second floor. Of course, the radioactive device is going to be up here. Thankfully, this is going to be a smaller building, so this one's going to be way easier to find. This one isn't going to be in any of the rooms, it's just going to be at the top of the stairs right here. So this one's nice and out in the open. Make sure you disarm that, and that should be all 3 objectives out of the way. You are normally supposed to head to the evacuation site at this point. However, we are going to take advantage of that exploit in order to guarantee ourselves the achievement. So normally the achievement would be to clear all 3 objectives without setting off any alarms. However, we can do this little trick in order to get it even if we did set off any alarms. So make sure you group up with your co-op partner, and then basically what you want to do is want to make sure you kill each other. So easiest way to do that, of course, is with grenades. You can either both hold a grenade until it blows up in your hand, or you can take turns throwing grenades at each other. Nonetheless, once both of you are killed in action, what you want to do is you want to make sure you pick the retry feature. That's basically going to put you at the latest checkpoint, which is going to be right after clearing all 3 objectives. And what this is going to do basically is it's going to trick the game into thinking you have reached this checkpoint without setting off any alarms. And thankfully, that should be good enough to get you the achievement. There it is, 40 gamer score using the exploit, and that's all there is to it.